Hey, good evening, everybody, and welcome to the very first round of the Swemp Electronics Football Alliance Division 1. And we have a full calendar of fixtures today, all 14 teams taking part in their first match in the Swemp FA. I'm here today accompanied by one of the managers from the division, Fortuna Deflections manager, Quinton Fortuna. Good evening, Quinton.
Good evening, delighted to be here.
Well, delighted to have you on as well. We'll come to your game in good time. But as you can see, the first game in our calendar today is Ewan Rovers versus the Boothstown Badgers. And two teams with a rather interesting look on things. One very attacking and one very Hyde United. So as we go into things here and look at that first team that's been lined up here for Ewan Rovers, Quinton, what do you think about the lineup here for today, which with Patrick Vieira as captain?
I think it's a very definition of a mixed bag, isn't it? Looking at the lineup there, there's some strong members of the team and others who are yet to be seen.
Yeah, I mean Patrick Vieira. I think he played 42 games for Hyde back in just before he joined Arsenal, and Yapstam I think did towards the end of his career. But Carl Lorry, champ manager legend, really, isn't he?
So I'm told. I'm yet to see it myself. I believe he's also a hide and seek champion.
Well, let's see if he can spring a surprise today. They're going for a formation with quite an attacking style, offside trap and counter attack. So no parking the bus, but we'll see what they get up to. And they're up against today the Boothstown Badgers. Potato Mourinho, legendary singer, amongst other things, and he's gone for something he claims to be a very attacking formation. He stressed the attack in his team setup and says if things aren't going too well, his substitutes should be on the attacking style. What do you think of this one?
Well, if that's attacking, I'd hate to see his defensive formation, but I'm open-minded. I'm willing to give it a go.
Any particular stars of the team for you?
I'm always a big fan of David Collins. It's interesting because I've got his twin brother in my squad, whereas the rest of the team, again, Mike Duff's obviously a legend, Scally. But I'm interested to see the back line. I've not seen any of those play before, so I'll be interested just to get a glimpse of them in action.
Yeah, it's pretty new to me too as well. Yeah, David Collins' twin David, I believe. Yeah.
That's right. That's correct. Yeah, same date of birth as a twin.
Oh yes, of course. And here we go. Squad number selections for the Badgers autoed away, and for with Justin Walker as captain. I don't think there was a captain preference for that team. Um, and for Ewan Rovers, requested a 1 to 11 for the game, and with a goalkeeper of Kelquist. Defence wise, we've got John O'Kane. Other defenders in the team. It's just worth checking the lineup, I think, for this one. The first hold up on the evening for everybody today. I do know that he did want a specific 1 to 11 formation. Just any players that you've never seen before for this team?
Oh, half of them. I mean, Rimmer is interesting in defence, isn't he? I'd like to see Rimmer playing in the hole.
Oh, certainly would. Certainly would. Yapstam is taking the number 4 shirt from looking at this team here. There is Rimmer, number 5. Critchley coming in at 6, with 7 of Carl Lorry. 8, Patrick Vieira. Oh, 7 of Carl Lorry being missed out there. 8 for Patrick Vieira. 9 for Matthew Blinkhorn. 10, Saviola. 11, Shellstrom. And then substitution-wise, we have Neil Tolson, Bancoli at 13, who's at the bottom of the list. It doesn't quite look like a 1 to 18. We've got Little, Milligan, Flickcroft, Lebel, and Foster. Okay, and after all that, hopefully the biggest hold-up of the night, we go into our opening game on Fast. And from this view, with a commentary at the bottom, is the way the general mode for the season. And here we go. the kickoff. It's been all action so far. And chance immediately then, Mike Duff. And it seems to be all Badgers at the moment, definitely. Ewan Rovers not quite coming into it, all at 6s and 7s all over the pitch, to be honest, at this point. We've got nearly halfway through the first half, yet to have a really good chance of scoring. And basically, you know, if we'd have just switched off for a while, there we go. Mason Javan, first goal of the Division 1 for the season. Coming up towards half time, not a lot going on. McPhee puts one wide. And I think they'll all be glad for a little bit of a break here to see if they can. Oh, it's 1-1. It's Matthew Blinkhorn. I don't quite know how he's managed that, but we go into half time at 1-1. With the match stats very clearly, well, team's doing okay, I guess. Who's edging it for you?
Badgers seem to be having a lot of the play, but Ewan have certainly done rather well when they're on the ball. So it's been a tense match so far. I'm interested to see how this one plays out.
Yeah, just that little bit more in the Ewan third, I guess, but very much the middle of the pitch. Ball stayed in the play for quite a lot, and that bit for the first half, 60% of the ball for Ewan Rovers. Didn't quite see that happening. Quick look at the teams here. Substitution reckons only if injured for Ewan Rovers, and for Badgers, if anyone's performing at 5 or less at half time. So we keep going here. There's been nothing else suggested about injuries. I mean, we can see that David Collins is probably taking a bit of a knock.
Blinkhorn looked to be struggling for Ewan as well. He's a bit
yeah, there is a point there. Yes, the injured not on the potentials at this point. So we go into 60 minutes as close as we can. The second half begins with a little bit more going on than the first, booking for a second centre-back. And we've got the wonderful colours of Ewan Rovers at the bottom there. It's Javan from 30 yards out. It's 2-1 to the Badgers. Mourinho is going to be absolutely disappointed with the fact his team's attacking. Oh, no, wait, it's not Jose. I think there's been a third booking there. And I think now Ewan Rovers, I think we could probably say that Blinkhorn is definitely carrying some sort of injury there. We will remove him and to bring on... we were warned beforehand to watch out for Neil Tolson, so on he comes. Blinkhorn, not a bad little debut there. And we can certainly say David Collins would need to be withdrawn. And Mike Duff, as far as I'm concerned there as well. Mike Duff at 75% with all 3 centre-backs on a yellow card. So Duff, as far as Mourinho did suggest more of an attacking system. And I think, to be honest, the best option there would be probably to bring on Scott Huckabee. Would you say so?
I would say so. I'm disappointed for the Badgers there, because Duff and Collins were the 2 players I was most looking forward to seeing. They're always consistent, but yeah, I'd be pleased with Huckabee coming on.
Yeah, and I think it allows as well Ryan Williams to come on in attacking midfield for Collins as well. Beckett, obviously a big threat, but it's much more his sort of position. And I've also the words on 6 or less for Badgers as well. So if we take off Foster for Risp as a centre back there, I think, and go for that. So away we go for the last half hour of the game. Can Ewan Rovers get back into it, or will it be a Badger fest? It's Saviola. He's come back into the game. We're on the wrong view there. Saviola gets it to 2-2, and with 20 minutes to go, it's a penalty and it's a red card. And Kalkfist is sent off. That's a chance for Adamola Bankole. Substitution. Now, to look into it, anybody carrying a bit of a knock, first of all, Critchley, no, and Shellstrom, I think it's probably best to withdraw Critchley, would you say?
I would agree so. I mean, normally in this instance, you'd look to withdraw a striker, but Saviola and Tolson are a real threat up there. So yeah.
And Tolson has only played the 2 minutes so far. I mean, we could leave Bancoli in midfield and just play goalkeeperless, but I'm pretty sure that that Shawson 101 would not be the happiest in the world with that one. Penalties not being set to a specific player. We shall see. It's McPhee. He makes it 3-2. It's a good game so far. And it's 3-all, and Saviola has pulled it back yet
I mean, that's
again.
a real surprise for them to come back into it, isn't it?
Absolutely, at 10 men. And the Badgers, I don't know why I'm actually clicking on anything there. Shouldn't be clicking on anything. I'm just going to have a quick look at Badgers thing there to see what was going on with the Huckabee situation. But nope, it is a 3-all. Is it a 3-all draw? No, it's not. It's Stephen McPhee. I called it too soon on the opening game of the league season. What do you think of the McPhee winner there?
Well, the Badgers looked all set to take a draw there, but it's a fantastic win. You've got to be delighted with that. It's not the best performance, but all you can ask for is a win on the opening day.
They've certainly earned their stripes there, haven't they? Just the one offside during the game. One offside. I mean, whoever that was has to be absolutely gutted that they were the one. Action areas. It turned around a bit for Ewan's favour in the end, but they ended up on the losing side. And what a great game that was to open up our season. The red card probably did make the difference. Looking into it, just 2 players having any shots for one team, but they got 3 goals between them, so the team can't complain that much. That they'll be fairly in good spirits about that, despite the fact that they've lost. As we head on to game 2 and see where it takes us. It takes us to Imaginary Madrid in their away game against the Wacky Racers. So to take a look into the Madrid side, Quinton, any stars?
Oh, it's a team packed full of stars, isn't it? It's I'm really looking forward to seeing the wide players in action. I'm a big fan of Joe Cole on the game, and Robin, I'm not seeing him cut in from the right and shoot with his left on this game as much, but yeah, I think they'll be a real danger.
Now that is Matt Timms' plans as manager there. He was very much adamant that Robin would be the player to cut inside and smash one in from that side. So we'll see if that happens. Yeah, it's a team of very, very consistent players, and Alex Calvo Garcia there on the bench as well. So yeah, they head into the game with no squad number requests or anything, and go ahead with that. And they're playing Wacky Racers, and it is set up for them to come on straight away. There's certainly a theme.
Is the theme mediocre Premier League footballers?
It's quite possibly so. I do believe the theme may be to do with Wales, but yeah, you might have hit the secondary one as well. We've got a team that's not going all out attack compared to other sides, but led by Gary Speed. We've got some Welsh internationals all over the pitch, and then yeah, well, pretty much everybody set to, I don't know. We'll have to see how this one goes. We go into it with the Racers, also with no squad number preferences. Ryan Giggs, number 13. It's the number he always wanted, I suppose. Didn't quite imagine that one happening. We kick off this one.
It's left number 11 free as well.
yeah, I can't imagine who that is, which reserve has taken the number 11 shirt, but Simon Davies has scored for them inside the first 10 minutes. And the fans of the side will be going absolutely wild. We should be getting some big crowds in these games, certainly. The other day we attracted about 2,000 per game. This time around, hopefully exceeding the 50,000 mark. Halfway through the first half, still just the 1 goal. Lescott's had a chance for Imaginary Madrid. It's not a whole lot to commentate on so far. Smirtine involved a little bit there. A chance for Giggs and a good save for Cudicini. And as we head to half-time, we had a bit of a whimper there. Simon Davies and Paul Jones standing out there at half-time. Good shot accuracies Racers edging it for you?
Absolutely, yeah. It is a real strong midfield for the Racers team. I do like the three of them in there. They've always been solid players, and I mean they've certainly put Imagine Madrid to bed as things stand at the minute.
Yeah, I mean the accuracy of the shooting and the similarity to the action areas. I mean that sort of that clinical finish from Simon Davies early on, just made the move for himself. Really, I know Bellamy's put him in there, but he's done a lot of the work himself. Team's looking generally okay. There are no plans on substitutions for either side, so we go if we need to. Right. The second half is good for speed, and we've had a couple of a little bit of action, and nothing else is going on at all. Teams haven't requested any substitutes at all during this game, so we just keep going through. Joe Cole involved. Robin not quite as involved as maybe Matt was hoping, and you got to say the Racers are holding out quite well. But my predictions in the last game were completely wrong, so we'll just have to see if they can hold it for those last 10 minutes. Same two players really impressing for Racers in the first half, and Chris Coleman has surely won the game for them now.
That's the way the cookie crumbles.
Hey. Oh, in with the puns early on. And a 2-0 win. And I suppose the obligatory Robbie Savage card towards the end of the game there is one of the very last things that happened in the entire match is that Robbie Savage picked up his card. Yeah, he always managed to do that. 6 shots, 6 on target. There's absolutely no wonder that Paul Jones, he only ended on an 8, but yeah, he was on a 9 for almost the entire game. I don't know what he's done wrong towards the end, but full of a great performance there. And John Hartson might not have been particularly great, but it didn't matter when the clinical finishing came from the midfield and the defence.
Real impressive performance from Racers that, but I don't think Madrid can be too disappointed. I mean, it didn't look like they were doing a lot, but six shots on target on another day, they're getting the 3 points.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. They've got a lot to look forward to that, and that one empty seat in the stadium would have really stood out there, I think. Yeah, disappointing. All teams, by the way, 60,000 seater stadiums for this season, so they've all gone in with one specific builder building all their stadiums over this time. 2-0. We head on, and it doesn't take us to the next game in the fixture list. It takes us to Iron Curtain United, CCCP, with their wonderful Soviet theme. Yes, Krapkowski does have a bit of an injury, but I have been assured by Vladimir Lenin that he should be on the bench. They've gone into this with an attacking lineup, no offside trap, but to counter attack as well. There's a few favourites in this team.
Oh, there's a lot of favourites in that team. It's a real strong lineup as you expect. It's real. I mean, there's no weak links in there at all, is there? It's a real good team.
No, it's a surprise. Romoshenko doesn't usually contain the defender position there, but you know, even with the database checks, he's just come up as a defender this time, and he's been utilised as such. But Nikiforenko, Volodenkov, Mostovoy with his experience, Sigalko, what a front four that is. They could be in for some a decent season, to be honest. They claim no squad number suggestions as well. Smerteen's captain the side today. And for the Wanderers of Wolverhampton, yeah, there's a bit of a gap in here, but that triangle up there features a few talents in there as well.
That's it. It's an interesting formation, and it's I mean, it's certainly very attacking, and I think that'll play its hand well against some of the more defensively lined up teams.
Yep, second appearance for Dave Barnett today. Another appearance for Duff. We've got Robin, we've got Collins, we've got Javin, all being used again. The beauty of this league, people choosing who they want to have in there. And I believe that the Wanderers of Wolverhampton manager Andrew Richards was just basically wanting to kill his players off was the only way that he'd make a substitute during this game. He He stressed that earlier on. He would just leave them until they die, I think he suggested. We've got Neil Scally as a squad recommendation there and David Collins, but nobody else. Everyone else autoed in. Okay. This one, I don't know where to call it. If Iron Curtain were at home, I think I'd have said that was a banker, but we'll have to see what happens here. We're kicking off at the Stadium of Molyneux, and I think there's a bit, well, to be honest, there's a bit more Wolverhampton than I imagined in that first stage there. There's some chance we've had a woodwork hit there. And then a bit of nothing. And the ball comes forward again. Javan's hit the post. I think that's twice for the same team so far. I think Wanderers have hit the post twice. Getting a few people just commit a few fouls. Not a lot else to report on so far. My commentary style is certainly not working so well today, but it's 1-0 and Neil Scally has the opener. Javan's just put one wide. And again, he's not finding the target, but he's having a good game.
It's been a real tense start to the match. It's an intriguing game so far.
Yeah, certainly. Probably the Wanderers have had a bit more going on, but whenever we say one team's doing well, the other team always seems to come back. And just before half time, some chances for Iron Curtain, but nope, the Iron Curtain seems to be more with Wolverhampton at the moment. Both teams on 50% shooting accuracy, and the action heavy as well. Well, that tells a story. Only 15% down at the Wolverhampton area. So yeah, I think if we to look at these teams, the suggestion from Iron Curtain is to have the substitutions managed. I think at the moment they'll probably get through to 60 minutes. Would you agree?
I would say so, yeah. I mean, Carpine and Mostovoy aren't at the best, but Keane and Scally are doing really well in that midfield and the opposition.
Yeah, I think they're just edging it so far. But yeah, those fives, if they don't improve much, they will be withdrawn. We take it back on to into the second half. Check the speed. There we go. It's a bit of a chance early on. Mostovoy's had a chance now. He's put one wide, but gotta say the colours of the Iron Curtain team is certainly very distinctive. And we're coming towards the substitution time. It's called a little bit early, but there we are with 4 bookings, and I think Milevsky and Mostovoy that their games are not working quite so well today. And Sigalko looking tired. I think Sigalko needs to be drawing for Shevchenko.
Yeah, it's not worked for the team today, and I think bringing in Shevchenko on will just give a fresh approach to things. And
yeah,
I mean, the other two with a 5 really will be disappointed with themselves today.
Yeah, Lysan's coming on there for Milevsky, and a third substitute. Yeah, Mostovoy's just not really had the impact. I think that's got to be Titov there.
I would say he got Titov. I mean, I am disappointed Marat Ismailov has missed out on the squad, but Titov is he's an excellent attacking midfielder.
Yeah, certainly. Ismailov has certainly impressed with Dortmund recently. We go into this one. I mean, Volodenkov, would he be better on the other side next time? Who knows? It'll have to be seen. Can they make that comeback now with a few fresh players on the pitch? They've already had a chance straight away, and it was a good save there by Pellizzoli. He's having a good game. Nigma Tullin's also having a very good game. It's definitely a game for the keepers. Collins can't miss, but he did, and Dave Barnett's taken a booking. Javan's missing. I think, it does point to Iron Curtain getting back in, and there we go. Shevchenko equalising. Well, you look to who you've got on the bench, and you can't get a better player than Shevchenko there on the bench. And Dave Barnett is coming off. Yes, he has been done with it being a Wolverhampton team. You can't look past Dean Richards.
Solid defender. Great replacement.
Yeah, I mean, Kivu and Richards together. It's hard to call, but you go with the Wolverhampton player.
Well, on the right hand side of defence as well, you can't look past him, can you?
Parfanov there, 2-1 immediately after Richards came on. Didn't want to interrupt you there, but Javan's pulled it back to 2-2. It's been a classic end to this game and a 2-2 draw, and I didn't quite see that happening. But Roy Keane standing out. Is that the first player with a 10 this season?
I believe so, yeah. And there's some real strong performances elsewhere on the pitch. I thought it was a real
Yeah.
good game. That these two sides have been really impressive, actually.
A fair amount of shots certainly going on there, and yeah, if you can hold Iron Curtain, you've got a decent side on you. Just checking how they've got on there. Keane, yeah, he was certainly keen to get involved, and he did. And nobody really performing badly there. Iron Curtain with their substitutes came back into it a bit. And you've got to say Shevchenko was definitely an inspired substitution there from Vladimir Lenin. We head on to game 4. We've got the Hull's Vikings, and they're up against Atletico Alumwell. Hull's Vikings, they're sparing nothing on their names, or everybody a one-named player, and they've picked a good squad here.
Really good squad. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing Sergio in that defensive midfield position. I've not seen an awful lot of him, but I mean, everyone else out there, you look at them, and then the only question marks against Idar in goal, but the rest of them are fantastic players.
Yeah, I mean, with Rogerio and Andre, they've got some good keepers out. I know you're a big fan of Rogerio.
Big fan, yeah. I had him for a season at Sao Paulo, and he scored 14 goals, all from the penalty spot, and he's not a bad keeper as well.
Not at all bad. Yeah, to have Ronaldo on the bench, it's as good as Shevchenko, but those people who've seen some of my posts and things before, Giovanni Elbert is the striker for me in this game. So yeah, I'd probably expect Elbert to get a goal up against their opponents today. Atletico Alumwell. And this is also a strong team, but with a few sort of less household names going on.
Yeah, I'm going to be intrigued by this formation. I do like the run that the players are making. But yeah, they're not as household names like you say, but it's real good lineup. I think they'll do quite well in the league.
Yeah, I mean, I think the run of Arkadiusz Bonk would be an interesting one here for him to go out that way. It's but he's a real influence, and there he is as captain for this team. We have another appearance of Javan, and based on what he's done today for the other teams, you'd expect to have a decent performance there. They've got one squad number recommendation, only one in there, and it's Kiotis takes the number 1 shirt. Other than that, there's nothing else to say. We go into the game with from Valhalla, and straight away there's chances there for Hull to come forward, and it's been dealt with. But Figo disallowed there, I believe, early on.
Yeah, he's unlucky there. It's a good start from Hulls.
And there he is, he scores again, and this time it counts. Even without VAR, for him to have one disallowed there. But coming with his second goal of the game, first one that counts, and he's got the team off to a good start. But Javan, there he is. He's pretty much unstoppable today. He's definitely the top scorer in the league, but unfortunately he's playing for different teams. Elbert, there he goes. Elbert did bank on him to score. If there was one player in the entire league, it would have been Gary Neville sent off. The request here to basically deal with substitutes is, I think it needs to be the withdrawal of the central midfielder here, unless there's anybody injured.
Yeah, I mean, Saeed's a defender, isn't he? So he could always fill in at the back
And just go in. Yeah, I suppose you could just
in midfield.
go in.
That'll do. Yeah, keep the 4 across the midfield. I'll put 1 in defensive.
Yeah, let's. I think the value of a defensive midfielder is certainly something there to have. Dean Keats probably in a bit more of a natural position, and Saeed dropping back, as you say, into a defensive position as a very accomplished centre back that he is. So yeah, go ahead with that one. they're going to have an uphill task here, certainly.
Yeah, the booking seems to come out of nowhere, and
Yeah.
that's made it
And
even more difficult.
Ronaldinho, did he put the free kick in there? I think you see, but Dean Keats, there he goes. He moves back and he scores. What a first half this is. We've not even reached injury time yet. The 4 minutes of it that there'll be as well. And yeah, 5 goals.
It's not over yet.
No, it's certainly not over. To say they've got 10 men and have come back into it, they're looking all right, really. Yeah, they might not have forced a corner, but both their shots on target have gone in. Many more offsides. Gary Neville taking his share of cards for the season. And yeah, you look at it and it kind of strikes you as being an even game, but the red card could certainly change it.
It's certainly been a thriller. You've got to question how did Neville get sent off? It's just came out of nowhere. You just got to keep his discipline in the first half.
Yeah, if we take a look into it, he's lost it in the first minute. He's lost it immediately. He takes down Ronaldinho and then gets mad with the referee and takes the yellow card. And his second one is an unfair jump. I mean, maybe he's used his elbow or something. But yeah, it is a bit of a shame. All attendances so far have been less than 50 short of capacity. So a great season so far for these. We'll take them both to 60 minutes and see what happens. That quiet start to the second half. But again, Richard Langley has made it 3-3. What a game this is. And Raoul for 4-3. I think basically goalkeeper-wise, they've both got you pretty gutted.
Yeah, I'm not sure if there's only been 3 shots at D now, but he's certainly not put any effort in.
Yeah, if he'd have been on a 5 on the rating there, I think he would have been withdrawn. That's taking that plan. Emerson, influential player, is going to have to come off. I think. Are we looking Alex or Paredes there?
I think I'd go with Alex. I think just to give it that more attacking flair. They've got the Sergio in behind them.
Yeah, with him behind there, that's probably going to work out better. Just to check on a couple of other players, you might be down a bit. Ronaldinho. Think everybody else. You look at the team and you think there's still goals there, and they are still in front, aren't they? At 4-3.
I think so. I think it's 4-3.
There's been that many goals. There's been that many goals that you just think, what is going on? I mean, it's a good fit team that's happening here. To say they're getting the run around, but yeah, I mean, Freddie Ljungberg, not the greatest performance. I mean, I know you're a fan of Yusuf Hersey. Would you bring him onto the right hand side here?
Yeah, I mean, right hand side's probably not his best position, but he's very good wherever he's played, really.
Yeah, is there a player that could? I mean, Eka Kanga is probably the man then, isn't he? Really?
Yeah.
Or Zari going further forward? Yeah, Eka Kanga. I mean, he wouldn't be on the bench if you didn't want to play him, and you're looking for someone to replace Ljungberg, who has basically been letting his team down. So we shall see going forwards. 4-3. 1 sub apiece, and chances Elbez just put one over the bar. Into 25 minutes to go. Was that a warning for Didar or something there? I kind of thought it said.
I think the away team hit the crossbar as well. It's close to an equaliser there.
Ronaldinho is certainly giving the other team a run around, and there he is on a 10 now. He's had another chance to score, but injury. Oh, and there he goes. He takes the injury. I think at this point, would you put Ronaldo on and put Raul into the midfield?
I'd do another way. I'd have Junior at left back and Dede in midfield, because I think he's also a strong midfielder. Or you could put Junior straight into midfield on the left.
Yeah, Junior into the midfield then. Yeah, as that sort of left-sided one there. Yeah, probably much more inspired there, and it gives them. They're in the lead. They don't need to be too gung ho. As we crack on through this last few minutes, Junior's had a chance. It's almost an inspired substitution there, and it's been a great game. And 5-3 with Figo scoring. Hull's Vikings. They whichever league they're in, they just seem to do a good job.
What a performance, and a great midfield performance. I was looking forward to seeing Sergio, and he's certainly not disappointed with a 10 in that. I mean, it wasn't really so much defensive midfield, but what a game.
Yeah, really enjoyable game. I think I don't think we've had a disappointing one so far. If we look back to all the games, including the ones from the other day, the only real disappointing game was, unfortunately for me, Stackington Colliery's 3-0 win over a non-league team that played 89 minutes with 10 men. So, but Ronaldinho, he looks like he's probably picked up some form of big knock there, potential foot injury. It's not come off, but yeah, it's going to be something that's going to require a bit of time out of the game, I think. Good game all round, and Gary Knowles got to be disappointed with himself. We're going to Faliraki 99ers versus Trafford United. Now, I know Daji Dreyer is a very, very keen player, and you look at the lines here, we've got the players here who certainly at this point will not be socially distancing if they're joining up there. Yeah, what do you make of the lines?
Well, I've not seen anything like it before, but it's going to make a real strong spine down that centre when everyone runs into that straight line.
It certainly is. It's the two wide players and then a very, very central. I'm half surprised that Sigalko and Cannavaro are making central runs. It's an interesting one. Yeah, it's something I've not seen before, and we'll see how they get on. But it's a good team, isn't it? You look at the players, and the players are there.
Real strong team, and the one highlight I think for me is Barry Ferguson in that centre midfield. He's the big name that stands out there.
Yeah, as a champ manager player, he's absolutely outstanding. Real life, yeah, he was a footballer. They go into the team with Zinedine Zidane losing the first number 5 shirt he had at Real Madrid to Hassan Ndiaye. So unfortunate, but the 99ers, a few similar players, but a very different outlook.
Yeah, different lineup, and I think the opposition are going to be pleased not playing too many wingers. So I think we'll see a lot of play in the centre of the pitch, but it looks to make an interesting game with the two sets of teams.
Yeah, Champinio's certainly considered what's happening here in Christian Kivu as captain. They've requested a squad number set here, and this squad is based on, apart from a couple of players, where they've actually had a squad number in real life, according to things here. So this one surprises me here of Sigalko at number 2, but apparently it has happened before. Ashley Cole 3, D'Alessandro isn't in the squad at number 4. Eto, where was he number 5? This is a little test for you.
It's Everton, I believe.
Yep, indeed he was. Stephen Gerrard at number 8, Joe Cole 10. Then we have, who else do we have here? We've got Costanzo at 21. Jonathan Woodgate, what number do you think he's going to get there?
20.
39 from his days at, I can't remember which team it was now.
Leeds United.
Oh, yes, of course, yeah. 43 for, Van der Vaart's not in the team today. We've got Soroczynski taking top of the shop there at number 50. I don't believe he has had a number 50 shirt before. I think this is one of the exceptions to the rule. David Collins as well at 32. Saviola at 30. Robbie Keane is number 22.
Of course, playing for his boyhood team.
Indeed. There he is. We've got number... losing my shirt numbers now. John Terry. Yeah, number 26. Then Christian Kivu, number 17. Of course, squad numbers, once they're dealt with today, will be a non-issue going forward, really, other than the odd player. Owen Hargreaves taking 23. Daniele Bonera at 25. And Ronaldinho, where would he be? Obviously, number 49. Okay. And the referee there, Torbjorn Ars. Wonderful.
Sounds painful.
We look for chances. Barry Ferguson's got there. I mean, Sigalko, is that on the bar or over the bar?
He's had a few too many early on.
He's had chances, and it's a red card, and Sebastian Frey going off early. Yeah, I mean, you'd probably look to withdrawing one of 3 attacking midfielders at this point.
I would say so, and I don't know if one of the Collins triplets will need to come off at this point. It's I mean, Sammy Eto's not at his best on this. It's I suppose your call as a neutral.
Well, as I look into the team instructions for later on, at 60 minutes, the suggestion was that Collins would be the one withdrawn for Robbie Keane. But unfortunately, I'm not going to put Robbie Keane in goal. I'm going to put Costanzo in goal, and it will be to take David Collins off in that position there. Very unfortunate early red card, and they've certainly got a big battle on their hands. But will Costanzo make a difference on the penalty? No, he won't at all. Sigalko gets the goal. And yes, this certainly puts it in favour of Trafford. We've had a few clumsy fouls going on. Barry Ferguson gets his customary card as well, and Ronaldinho takes one as well. But Falaraki, they're not totally out of it.
No, it's a tight game.
Could have been there.
Disallowed.
Yeah, they could have been out of it. And Veron, well, maybe now it's looking a little bit more Trafford's way. But yeah, I think this is certainly settling into a Trafford attack, and it's 3-0. It's 3-0 now, and a very, very comfortable half-time lead. Do you see it just getting worse for Falaraki?
I think it's only looking that way at the minute. I mean, it's a real uphill battle. I am disappointed. It's always, it's not nice to lose someone early on, particularly a goalkeeper. And I'm a big fan of Frey. I think he's a solid keeper, and Costanzo's had no chance really with the shots peppering at his goal.
No, I mean, I think has he faced? I think he's faced 2 shots or 3 shots and conceded all 3. But it is unfortunate that with the penalty there. Professional fouls. I mean,
it was a dubious decision as well from the referee. It's got to be looked into, hasn't it? You've got to have an appeal at that.
That's got to be an appeal, and Daji's got to be feeling that sigh of relief that his team have got through with a dubious penalty. But once they've got in front, they are absolutely on it, and no team's carrying any sort of injuries. 80% is the recommendation from Trafford, and the specific sub won't happen now. But maybe look towards Samuel Eto'o at 60 minutes, maybe instead, as being the replacement. Second half beginning a little bit calmer, but Falaraki have got to try and go for it a little bit here.
They've steadied the ship a little, haven't they, so far at the start of this half?
Yeah, 15 minutes without conceding, and a bit more red on that bar. So Gerrard, is he carrying a bit of a knock now? Yeah, Gerrard's taken something there. I think he'll need to go off.
That's quite an accusation. Gerrard's taken something.
No, that was Onana, I believe, that had Hargreaves into that midfield slot, and well, they've got nothing to lose. There's no substitute goalkeeper on the bench, so I think Eto'o withdrawn for
Robbie Keane was as per the
Robbie Keane was the instruction, so it has to be done with that way. It's gone to 63 minutes, obviously, instead of the 60, but we can't control everything. I mean, Maxim Sigalko, it's 80 plus 80 at 60 minutes was strict instruction, and with the team winning, I don't see any point in going against that rule there.
There's goals in this still, I think, possibly for either team. Falaraki get one soon. Who knows?
I mean, they would deserve a goal. They've given it a go. But and there it is, Sigalko. Yep, he's pulled one back, and Sigalko's been all in the action. He's been taken down. He scored for both teams, and he's certainly put in a man of the match performance.
He's been a real danger man.
When I say man of the match performance, he's not man of the match, but I think Veron's only got a 10, and Sigalko very clearly has 16. So yeah, he's definitely performed pretty well there. Yeah, you're looking into the stats. Apologies for unclicking there. Yeah, Trafford absolutely belted them, to be honest.
They did, and I think it's a real strong performance. Obviously, the 10 men does skew the result a little, but you can only beat what's in front of you.
And do that they did. Yeah, I don't think Falaraki can consider themselves to be particularly weak side. I think it was unfortunate with Davy Collins' withdrawal, but someone had to go at that point, and the game's probably most known for being a bit feisty with those 7 cards.
Yeah, it's a brave performance from Falaraki. They've put up a good show, and I don't think there'll be any pushovers for anyone else as long as they keep their 11 men on the pitch.
No, do you fear them with Fortuna?
Oh, I fear most of the teams in the league, to be quite honest with my lineup. So as long as I'm just above that relegation line at the bottom of the season, that's all I'm bothered about.
Well, it's your game now. You're up against the team, the under 18s team. I know the original plan was to be under 16 kind of side, but you're looking to see Baba will turn 18 during the season. It's young, inexperienced, but some real names of football there. Cherno Samba, Talon Martin, Shane Tolley. It's a good little front three there, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I've got Talon's twin brother in my squad as well, and I mean they're all legends, aren't they, of the game? And looking at some of the other names on there as well, I think this is a real good time to play them, as they won't have developed too much at this stage. But I mean, I think they could get a result here. I'm not taking anything for granted.
It's certainly the furthest back I've seen. The late Labinot Habutsi and Matthew Christensen. Not seen them both playing defensive mid before. But Sully Montari, Nico Cranshaw, it's all right. And Aquilani, as part of the teams not really liking back threes. I assume playing the defensive mid there, getting to run forward, is with that in mind. And Nicholas Brungelson, who for Mega Horse Juniors a while ago played quite a few games in an experiment. Estefania on the bench though as well.
Yeah, a real creative player. I like Estefania, and Hatzi Memedovic is. I mean, he's quite a handful as well as a mouthful.
Some relief for you that there's no appearance for Des Fioaso though.
Well, that's it. Des is always a danger man, so I'm delighted he's out of the team. He's one less person to worry about.
Alan Finnett was he was certainly very adamant that he just couldn't find a place to put him in his team, but you just don't leave out Des.
Oh, you build a team around him.
That's it. That is absolutely the thing. They go into this with no squad number recommendations, so they take those. Jawson at 9 and Martin 10, Samber 11. I know you have a squad number selection for your team, and this is how you line up for your first game, which I believe another team in the league is playing the same setup.
Well, I mean, I'm playing this setup for a reason. I use it at Dortmund, and it's come to quite good effect. But I've probably only managed about half the players in the team before, so I'm interested to see how they do.
Yeah, who are you looking forward to seeing the most?
I've not seen Kenny Lunt in midfield before in action. I think he'll be interesting. And my last experience of Ibrahim Said playing for me was pushing the referee over the game after clinching the championship at Belgian side Lommel. So I'm hoping he maintains his discipline this time around.
That was that a 6-month ban he got there as well?
It was 180 days, and he got put straight on the transfer list after because he requested a move to a bigger club.
Yeah, now you see, for Saeed, that is just so much more natural, that run up to there. But you've decided not to go for it.
Yeah, we'll be seeing that a few times this season. Certainly, if I'm not in a winning position, and again, if I ever get to a point where I'm winning by 5 or 6 goals, which will be never,
I
then I'll
assume
make it a
that's your
thing.
other suggestion there as well. That Saeed there as a sweeper, which of course you pioneered with Luis Enrique.
That's right, 5 across the back. Luis Enrique as a sweeper running to the strikers. Worked a dream.
It did. It really did. We go into this then. So, yep, your calls on your squad numbers.
Yeah, David Day's number 1. Amanatidis at number 2. Again, he's not someone I've managed before. Rovneko at number 3. Said at 4. Jurgen Kohler, 36 grand a week. Jurgen Kohler, number 5 at the back there. I don't think I'm playing Vance Warner, am I, this time round?
No,
So it's
no,
Nicky
you're not.
Forenko, number 7. Kenny Lunt, affectionately known as Lenny by the team, he'll be number 8. Talon Martin's out the team as well, so it's I don't think I've even got Dunwell in the squad this time
No,
round.
no, you haven't.
Unusual for me. I've made an oversight there. Carlos Jacques, number 11. I've left Quarry out of the squad, so Quixote's 13. Marvin Andrews, 14. Again, 15, Eric Rabasandra Town is out of the squad. Castillo, number 16. 43-year-old Robert Pritz is number 17. And Natalakis, 18. Lone frontman Raul Estevez, number 19. Bonk, number 20. Isles taking his customary 21. David Collins at 22. And Javan at 25 as well. I was so glad there was another team with squad numbers too.
Yeah, and I made an even longer deal of it. So, yeah, probably the oldest squad in the league, and not the oldest player in the league. He wasn't playing for the Wanderers of Wolverhampton at Fortesh at 64 years old, but Robert Pritz and Dieter Alts on the bench there. Okay, let's see what this will be. Flamingos will be happy with anything 5 or less. Apparently, I think is the news coming out of this one. Well, let's see. Yeah, the Wankdorf is pretty full for this game, and they're hopefully looking for goals. But that Flamingos colour scheme is tremendous, but it's very, very hard to read. But nothing's going on in the game at all. There's Arkadiusz Bonk. He gets the opening goal for the game, and some sort of bit of relief there for you, I assume, Quinton.
Absolutely, yeah. That's why he's the captain. He really leads by example.
Yeah, he's been captain for 2 teams today. Chances there, and there Carlos Jacques gets the second goal, and now a bit more comfort. They are playing with a bit of a swagger. You can see them attacking all the time.
Yeah, delighted with the performance so far. I've no idea what Flamingos are doing because I can't read what they're saying, but 3-0 is good result.
It's 4 before half time with Nicky Forenko, and this is entertaining. 5-0. Well, what can you say? The conditions have taken anyone off at less than 85% unless they are over 8. Shane Tolley and Talon Martin are withdrawn at half time. 5-0. It's yeah, he would be happy if it stayed at 5.
Martin, lost words, to be honest. I don't want to be helping the opposition here, but Justin Johnson up front rather than Hatzimehmedovic?
Hatzimehmedovic is at the moment, he's on that slightly bit of a more developed player. Looking into the 2 things, he's a little bit more developed, and in practice, that's where it went. But yeah, I think either of the 2 are good. But like you say, big name on there, and your squad has no substitute recommendations at this point.
No, everyone looks in rude health, to be quite honest.
Let's see if they can make a bit of a difference in the second half. There's some bright stuff going on, and it goes back to Fortuna, who'll be chasing a 6th goal. And you wouldn't be surprised if there were 6 or 7 goals in this game. Maybe Flamingos will get that consolation goal. Substitutions taking their time.
The second half.
Now, Fortuna, your substitute recommendations at this point, I don't think it really. Marvin Andrews, not even carrying an injury. I think your team was pretty much okay.
Yeah, I'd like to make a couple of substitutions just to give some of the side a run out. I think Marvin Andrews can come off Dieter Alts, and then we'll swap Alts and Saeed, and we'll take off Kenny Lunt as well.
Is this Robert Pritz's time?
It is. I'm bringing on 43 and 37 to fit along with Jurgen Kohler at the back there. Just to, it'll be really men against boys.
You did mention the in your messages about the bringing on the old guys if they were in front. So yeah, 2 subs. combined age of what, 80 coming on?
Something like that. Yeah, that's right.
And the Flamingos at what we're on, less than 85%, unless they're playing at 8 or above. It's going to be one of the fullbacks to come off. I say fullbacks, the wingbacks to come off. Neither of them performing particularly well. This would be time for Des, but he's not there. So the other Matthew Christensen comes on to leave them with the two Matthew Christensens at this position here.
That's going to confuse my team.
Yeah, but I don't think it'll confuse us anymore without being able to read it at the bottom of the screen. So we'll carry on. And the teams have pretty much settled at the moment. Yeah, I could probably start writing some songs or something during this time. See what happens. Oh, something's happening. Not a lot though. And will it be 6? It won't be 6. It stays 5-0. Brungelson's come up with some credit there.
Yeah, I think the whole team come out with some credit from the second half. As I say, it was a good time to play Flamingos, really, with them being at the least developed stage, and I think it shows with the number of shots we both had.
Yeah, I would say it kind of reflects itself that they've come into your third a bit, unless it was your team passing it around themselves. You look at possession, they've it's been pretty much Fortuna throughout. Yes, very fortunate to have played Flamingos this early on, I imagine. Carlos just may carry an injury, and it's definitely Brungelson with a bit of credit, and Cherno Samba has done okay. Substitutions, pretty effective, kept the score down. So, Phoenix versus East Coast. Is this our final game?
I can't remember, to be honest. It's either 6 or 7, isn't it?
I believe this is the last game. I think everyone else has played. So, time flies when you're having fun. Or if you've skipped it on watching it on YouTube to get to the game you wanted. East Coast, I mean, just take a look at East Coast. I mean, they're hit by injuries to a lot of key players.
They are, and I think if my squad suffered from similar, I'd be reeled down to the bare bones. But they've still got a real nice lineup in it. It's a real strong team.
Yeah, a very strong team. Roy Keane captaining rather than Bonk, but we've seen Keane play very, very well earlier on for another team. If I had my way, probably John Terry wouldn't be in the squad. But aside from that, you look at when teams are asked to play wide players. East Coast, Dimble's gone attacking with his wide men.
Yeah, it's unusual, isn't it? I think, did you describe this as the ladies' toilet sign
formation? It is the ladies' toilet sign formation. Definitely, yeah. You do have that appearance there. Thank you for reminding me. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how they get on. Dimble running Twitter Champ FC with the similar purple there as well, and I
lovely colours, real nice colours.
Yeah, absolutely. It's very Stackington, so I'm happy with that. Player-wise, decent players.
It's a midfield, that, isn't it? Boyer, Davids, and Keane. I mean, you won't want to get in a fight with them unless you're Kieran Dyer.
Squad number recommendations for this game. Just consulting my my book. Nothing. He was happy for just whatever happens. 6 is an interesting one. Martin Keown at 4. And Bolton Phoenix. Well, Jim Royal. He'll be giving all sorts of comments after this game, calling people lazy, football my ass, and everything like that. But we'll see. It's a narrow formation. Reminds me a bit of some sort of like flower.
Flower, yeah, that's one way of describing it.
Yeah. I think flower will do for me here. I like it. It's narrow in the midfield area. It's very, very well covered there. Width for me in this sort of position doesn't offer a lot. So keeping it narrow is definitely a good option. And Bolton Phoenix. I mean, the strength of Bolton Phoenix in Super Leagues and things suggests that they're something to be contended with there. Montero for Phoenix. No such luxury for East Coast with him carrying an injury.
Strong French influence in the team there. There's 4 of them down the spine, and surprised Liz Razou's been left out, to be honest.
Ooh la la, yes he has, yeah. we'll have to send Barthez on the bench. Could have been absolutely French for this one. Phoenix, I don't believe have picked any squad numbers either. So there we go. I've been looking forward to this game. Seeing Terje sings ass, does he? Wonderful.
It's a great song, that, isn't it?
Yeah, it's one of my absolute favourites. Yes, can't call this game, to be honest. I struggle to call it. If home advantage, maybe take it by 1 goal, but it's going to be good.
Let's hope so.
Down at the Feathers. Let's hope it's not a 0-0 draw after all that. But the teams have settled into a lot of midfield play by the look of it, really. Not a lot going on. It's not giving us much to talk about, but it's tense. No players really making the breakthrough. Salva with a chance. Salva again being involved, and I think the addition of Don Hutchison on the bench is probably the key thing here. Nobody's really making that breakthrough. Killy's missed a target, and Roy Keane's missed a target. So, I think a few wasteful things here. But will there be a goal before half time? Nope. David sent someone flying instead. Very close, very even.
I think you've put the commentator's curse on this one at the moment. I think if we say the second half's going to be absolutely appalling, we might see a cracker.
Yeah, I mean, the ball's been in play for only 32 minutes. Me saying this is going to be a good game has really put the dampers on it. So apologies to everyone watching and waiting for a tense finale. But looking into that. As the teams have asked substitute-wise, there are suggestions from East Coast of what to make, but at 60 minutes. And Phoenix have asked to manage appropriately. So, at the moment, everyone's okay to continue. Yeah, we're on the decent speed. And Maldini can't miss, but he did. I mean, Paolo Maldini's probably not the player you'd want in that shooting position. But they've had a chance. They've had a decent chance this half. And substitution time. So, the recommendations... substitute-wise for Phoenix was, of course, manage the situation. Batistuta hasn't taken a knock, but and you look into it, I think Batistuta is the one, if he's playing not so well, he's got to come off, and it's Alan Shearer's turn.
You would think so. You can't look past Big Al, can you?
No, but he's got talent. He can do this. But the rest of the team looking in, nobody else performing that badly, and no injuries, so they will continue as they are. East Coast, they have 2 specific recommendations here of if injured or sixes, the suggestions are here, and that is for Castroman for a wide player. If a wide player is on 6, Killy Gonzalez is on a 6, and Estebarria is on a 6, and Killy Gonzalez is the least fit player, so Castroman will come on.
I like Castro, man. He could really unlock a defence here.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen him a lot on this game. I think I've probably more experience with him on the Pro Evos, but yeah, he's certainly a good talent, and at only 21 as well, he could get really good this season. If Salva's on a 6, yes, he is. So Barijo comes on as well. Do you have much experience of managing Barijo?
Not seen him all, to be honest, but he is lovely for dinner.
That's a slightly different word there, but yeah, he's certainly an aggressive kind of striker, and he'll put himself about a bit with a great off the ball. So yeah, Phoenix have to be a little bit aware of what's going on. Yeah, let's carry on.
He could be just what this game needs.
Absolutely, somebody's got to put themselves with a good chance here. Henrik Larsson with a chance, and then not much. And then Castroman, yes, he's made an impact on the game, but it's a yellow card. And it's very tense, 0-0. I don't think the teams are holding back, though. This players in all over the place with fouls, couple of chances, but I think I certainly did put the curse on it at the beginning of the game. Zidane's had a chance. nobody can just find their way through. And 5 minutes to go. After all these goals today, will we be faced with a 0-0 draw on the opening day? Yes, we will. Oh.
I think
Leave
it's
it
a
on.
case of two good teams cancelling each other out, isn't it? On that occasion, I don't think anyone was pulling up trees, but I don't think anyone can be too disappointed with the performance.
It's just the strength of a defence there containing players like that is certainly, for a back four, you're not going to get much stronger. And then on the other side with the East Coast, to have had those three in there, those two and John Terry in there with those players in front, yeah, it was certainly it. So the Flower just couldn't unlock the ladies' toilet door and get into there. A good game though. Match stats: 21 free kicks is and 15 offsides. They're the key things. The teams just couldn't break each other down, and very, very even. Possession wise though, Phoenix took it but couldn't do a whole lot with it. Now, what a great first round that is. We look into that and we see all those goals there. Well, we got 16, 20, 24, 26, 30 goals.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's thrillers in all of them, other than the last game.
Yeah, you can tell it was saved for last on the match of the day by the look of it. But yeah, some absolute belters. I mean, to kick off the season with a 4-3 with that late winner, very late winner from Stephen McPhee, and then to have a game such as that one as well with the Hulls and Nullenwell. We've been treated to some real quality today. I think there's Flamingos. Yeah, Flamingos are certainly at this point they need to spread their wings a bit more during the games, but they will get better. They will fly towards the end of the season. Whereas it was certainly, as you said, it was the right time for your team to play. There is no match fixing, despite the fact that the co-commentator is managing the leaders of the league. Taking a look into the player stats, we had 8 players on 10s, and you can see the absolute talents that are there. Nobody with a hat trick, but Javan and Saviola, Estevez, Figo, and McPhee. It's Hulls to have quite a few goals today. I think they're going to be a big player this season.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of teams have impressed in the opening games, and I'm under no illusions that I'm not gonna remain at the top come a few games in. Never mind the end of the season, so it's still all to play for.
Yeah, to have one game, 2 yellow cards. Gary Neville has certainly done his bit to top the table there. The only non-goalkeeper to be sent off. Are we going to be faced with any? It's amazing to think that the referees have refereed this many games already in the opening game of the season, but I'm not quite sure how that's happened. And the team of the week coming in there with players from a whole range of teams. Would you? Yeah, go on, carry on. You go.
Well, I think it's fair. It's a fair representation of what we've seen, isn't it? There was no one that really stood out. I think it's a league that's got some real strong players in individually, and I think teams cancel each other out so far.
Yeah. I think that Chris Coleman appearance in Team of the Week was justified with his goal and a good performance for the Racers as well. It's certainly promising to be a good season. We look ahead to what's going up next in the league, and it's a midweek round, and it will be played in midweek because at the same time we have a Swedish Cup round. So there will be a division. Both divisions will have some of their teams playing the full round of fixtures. Anything attracting your eye over this round?
Well, I mean, there'll be some real interesting games there. I'm looking forward to the Flamingos next game, to be honest, because I fancy them to bounce back a little bit and maybe get on the score sheet next time.
I mean, they could score, yeah. I mean, but facing another animal team, Badgers were pretty good. I enjoyed watching the Badgers, and they did. So, yeah, obviously everyone's favourite team in the league is probably Flamingos, not just for the players, but the badge. And the badge is an absolute wonder, isn't it?
Work of art, a real work of art. I think it's a real good concept having the youth, and I think we'll see them getting stronger through the season.
They certainly will. They certainly will. I mean, this won't be interesting. The Wolves, they played well in their match, and you and Rovers, to say that with their Hyde connection, really put in a decent performance. I can't see a game that I wouldn't want to watch at all, and that's the beauty of this league, that we've already reached a great position in there. Just looking ahead, we've got a lot of games happening midweek here. Sunday, Wednesday, Sunday, Wednesday, Sunday, Tuesday, Sunday. I mean, that is, at least there's a gap there of a week. But yeah, games happening thick and fast over the course of the season, and aiming to get everything done in just 6 and a bit months for a full season there. So they certainly don't like their winter football. Attendance-wise, 1 empty space, 36 empty spaces, and 2 identical attendances happening twice. Well, if I'm going to go on about stats any longer, I think you'd all be asleep. So I think it's time for me to certainly pass on my thanks to Quinton Fortuna for some excellent punditry today and making your debut, not just in the Swemp Football Alliance, but also just in general with your commentary. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me. It's all downhill from here.
Yes, we'll be joined on the next show by Steve Wright. So, hopefully he can. When I say hopefully, will he avoid a laughing fit in tomorrow's games after his wonderful one in the cup? If you have not watched that cup round, please go back and enjoy his unbelievable enjoyment of the Danglies match. Yes, thank you very much to everyone who's taking part in this league. Big thank you to Quinton again, and we'll see you again soon. Thank you very much. Goodbye.